right, guys, welcome to the channel again. We are here with another super Amazon Ads automation software, Hector, which has really come through the ranks in the past 6 months or 12 months or so and really blown me away. So I'm glad you're going to meet them today as well with their founder, Meher. Great to have you on.
Thanks a lot, David. Thanks a lot. It's been a while that I've been following you and listening to you all on YouTube and LinkedIn, and finally got a chance to be here on the channel with you. So I'm super excited and I'm happy to share on whatever you want to ask us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to let people know about Hector because it is one of those tools that I feel people should know about, and I want to show people the best tools out there, right? But before we actually get into the tool, and Meher gives us a little demo of what really makes Hector special, what makes it different to other tools out there, and why you should use Hector in the end, let's just address some background information on Hector. How did it all start? What was the motivation behind it? What got you into thinking I have to get into this really tough Amazon Ads software market?
Wow, that's an interesting question and just pretty solid background and nostalgic, because we are one of those softwares which has started from necessity than just building a software as a developer. So I myself, as a founder, I don't write a single piece of code, right? So the need was that as an agency, so we are an agency first proprietary software owner, and we have a team of almost like 30 to 40 people who are actually every day managing and running campaigns on the go, sitting on the floor, has a real-time problems which they want to solve. And then we chose, I'm talking about 2 years back, then we actually started building the software. And at that time, Hector was only something which we were building for our in-house experience, in-house efficiency building, and for us to manage our clients more effectively. And in this last 10 months, we decided to start selling this as a software to outside our own agency environment. And we happened to realize that it has a large adoption, and then we chose to just go hard on this. And the reason for us to build this was always because it was the need of the hour for us as an optimizer, as a media buyer, as someone who's running the campaigns, optimizing this, going under the weed, looking at things, managing multiple things, maneuvering through campaigns, targeting to keywords, creating campaigns. And it's not just me. It's just like there are a lot of people on the floor. There are a lot of team members who have contributed to share what has been their problems while they've been optimizing. So it's not just one person who has built this platform. So I would just give the credit to everybody on my floor, and every first 10, 20, and even the last person who joined us as a customer who has given us feedback upon which we have built a platform.
When you say there was a need, are you basically also saying the current tools didn't fulfill that need? Did you try other tools?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to take any names, and they all are doing a great job, and they all are trying to solve something that they believe is solving a need, right? But when it's us, we are actually in the weeds, right? We are somebody who is running the campaigns not once in a while. We are not explorers. We are actually the doers, right? And we are the doers every day, right? So we're on the job every day. So we actually feel the pain of what we really want to solve. So that experience and that need is completely different than just building a platform to solve somebody else's problem, right? So when you have a problem or when you're solving somebody else's problem is completely different. So I believe what customers have seen in us is that pain getting solved because we've actually experienced that, and which we have ended up building.
Yeah, pain is definitely always probably the greatest source of the best solutions that have ever existed. Let's move to the second question, which is, are there any major learnings from your time, from your 1 or 2 years at Hector now, being in the Amazon Ads software market or generally software market?
Yeah, so it's competitive. And when I say it's competitive, it is not just competitive from the standpoint of us as peers competing into this space. It is the biggest competition for us as Amazon, right? because they are fast, they are at speed, and they are on steroids too, and they have all the muscles to build what they want to build. And the best part for them is they are partnered with us, right? So we feed them as well about what we are building,
Mm,
and they build upon that as well. So we always have to be two steps ahead of what Amazon could possibly consider building than where we are. And I believe it is a constant endeavor. It doesn't just end when you build something. Every month there is a need arising. Every month there is a problem that you feel that if you don't solve this problem, you don't have a tool, right? And I think there is not just one learning, there is every month there is a learning, right? So sometimes my guys walk up to me and say, Meher, why do you think we've not solved this problem yet? And I
mm,
was like, dude, come on, I've been building from last 1 year. I've built a lot of stuff, but still when the person comes to me and I think about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, why do I don't have this yet? Right? So then we put that as a feature which we want to build before the next month starts. So it's like we're always learning as what is the next big problem that
mm,
is there on the floor or that is there with our customers. And it's
yeah,
it's it's about prioritizing the bigger problem first to solve. So we
mm,
are always in this decision making, that which is a bigger problem. And for us, the problem is bigger when it has a bigger impact to the solution, right? For us, the problem is bigger when it has a, a, a resources or a time which goes into solving that problem, right? So first is the impact, right, to the bottom line, to the ROAS that it impacts. And the second is that how much time and effort currently it takes for the person to do it manually against what we can actually build for them. So there's an immense amount of learning. We've gone through somebody who was never been seen or never been heard to a place where just last month in Unbox we have been awarded as one of the Advanced Ads Partner
mm.
Awards. So we are seeing that journey. It just feels overwhelming for us and the entire team. So yeah, I mean, and I think the learning is not stopping. It's just extensively building upon it, and would love to share what all we are building for the future as well.
Yeah, very cool. I guess it's similar to Amazon sellers that have to prioritize between their products and actually figure out which product would bring my the biggest impact in terms of total profit, which is not always that easy.
Yeah.
So the same with you with features, I guess, not so easy and transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shall we go to the tool now and
Oh
get
yeah,
to
absolutely.
know Hector?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let me
absolutely.
just start sharing your screen.
Yeah. So I'm not able to see you, but I'm gonna start thinking that you are seeing me and you're seeing my screen. So I
Yes,
hope
we
you're
see
seeing.
it, and
Yeah, you're seeing my screen, right? And I just want to take you through the broad perspective of what we have to offer in our tool, and just excuse me if it is overwhelming, and because as you must have realized, there's a lot we have done, and we ourselves have lost track on how many things we have put together on the screen, right? And so I'm going to just walk you through the things that we have in place, and then I'm going to just try to make sure that I have touched upon most of the features today, right? So largely, if you see the way that we have put our stuff together, I'm just going to put that in priority. So we have a complete ecosystem of where you start your day with, where literally what we have is we have a breakup of seller and vendor, which is basically first party and second party, right? 1P and 3P, sorry. So if you look at the total revenue which is coming in from the seller and vendor, we have that coming together for life. So you can choose the date that you want. You can compare it with any date, this first 7 days of this month against first 7 days of last year, this month again against 7th of January. However you want to compare it, you can compare it like 2 days before Prime Day this year to 2 days before Prime Day last year. How was your revenue looking like, right? So you can do those things. And you're seeing seller vendor split. You're also seeing the same revenue split between ad and organic as well. So I think this is again, a problem statement as an agency. It was important that every day in the morning we ended up sending out these scorecards, right? That hey, this was your revenue, hey, this was your total ROAS, this was your ad ROAS, and stuff like that. So what we wanted to do is the start of the day, nobody has to do anything. Just if somebody wants anything, they can just come to the screen and they can see everything in front of them, right? So what you're seeing is ad and organic revenue split. From the total revenue, we deduct the ad revenue for them to see the organic revenue. We see that compared to the days that they have compared. You're doing the same thing with orders. You're doing the same thing with the total GVs. That's the total traffic which comes from the seller and vendor both, and then split it between the ad and organic as well. You're also seeing the average order value that you have, because these are the key metrics which impacts your total revenue, right? So your total revenue going up and down, there are only four factors to it. The first factor is, what's your average order value? Is it gone up or down, right? What's your conversion rate? Is it gone up or down, right? What's your CPC? Is it gone up or down? And what's your spend? Is it gone up or down? So we keep it simple, that if you know these four metrics, and one of these four metrics, or all of them or few of them, is contributing directly to your revenue going up or down, right? So if you really look at this, the ad revenue has gone down by 17%. The first thing that I would see, that is my ad average order value gone up or down? So actually my average order value has gone up, it's not gone down. So that's not contributing to my ad revenue going down. If I want to see that, is conversion rate bothering me? Actually my conversion rate has increased by 19%. So that's not the problem which I've faced. Is my CPC gone very high? Actually my CPC has gone less by 11%. So what has contributed to 17% of less revenue? It is actually 39% of less spends, which it contributed to my total revenue going down, the ad revenue going down. So, so in the first screen, the person has answer of what's really is going on. So why didn't I spend enough in the last 30 days compared to the previous 30 days? If I would have spent enough, my ad ROAS seems to be up by 37%. I would have possibly got more revenue as well, right? So that's the answer that we get in the start of the day when the person starts. And then we also realize that something which was very important with everybody, that everybody was ended up doing, is that they always want to see ASIN wise revenue contribution. So they actually want to understand that out of the total revenue that they see for each ASIN, what is that total revenue contribution? So if you click on losers, you will literally see ASINs which has lost revenue at a total level, which is the seller central and vendor central together, or ad revenue, which is only the advertising attributed revenue, or the organic revenue. So for each of these independent bucket that you're seeing the ASINs which has lost revenue from high to low, so that you understand that which ASIN is contributing to a percentage of loss that you got overall in your total ad or organic. And sometimes overall you're doing a good revenue, but there are some ASINs which has lost revenue and some ASINs which has gained revenue. But you
So,
want,
sorry.
yeah.
So in the top level, if I see, for example, okay, overall my conversion rate dropped a lot, that contributed the most to dropping overall sales, can I then go down and then basically filter by the products that lost their conversion rate the most?
Yeah, that exact thing that you can actually do in another screen that I have. But on this screen, you actually not lost the conversion rate. But yes, if you have lost the conversion rate, you can actually see which ASIN has contributed to the lack of conversion rate, which contributed to the overall revenue loss as well, right? So that's really, and again, if you click on winners, you will only see ASINs which has gained revenue for you in the last 30 days compared to the previous 30 days. And then you can compare one-on-one ASINs as well, so that you can see how it's really working. Then the next important screen that we have is where and before we go to the next screen, I can show you something that we have, a very interesting piece which a user can consider doing. So if somebody has a high number of volumes of ASIN, they can actually start categorizing their ASINs into whichever category that they want to categorize this, right? So they can say that, hey, I want to just identify one which is a new product, development, one which is, synthetic shoes, right? One which is a blue and a red color, or any of those things. So you can start categorizing your entire catalog the way you want to categorize. And once you've categorized that the way you want to see the data, then you can come here, and now you're able to choose the ASINs which has actually been contributing to the revenue conversion rate, whatever you thought of in just a few minutes back. So say for instance, now I can say running shoes only. So if I click on running shoes, now I'm only going to see ASINs matrix for only running shoes. So what I'm seeing is the total revenue, the ad revenue, the organic revenue, and I'm seeing the comparison charts as well, the percentage of increase and decrease, the traffic, the orders, the average order value, the conversion rate, the ROAS, the ACOS, the CPAs, ad spend, CPC, CPMs, impression, click per orders, revenue per click, CTRs, and clicks. And then you're also, if you're a vendor, we show you also the inventory that you have as on today, so which is as on today, and the sellable inventory value. And we also show you some returns if you have a return and stuff like that. And what's your return rate? So we also show you that.
Can I also have multiple layers of these categories to be able to see, for example, the running shoes
In Blue Card.
along with the products that were only created in the last year, for example, if I create that category?
Yeah, so sure. So like I said, if you do a category running shoe, and if you said that, hey, I only launched red color running shoe very recently, I want to see how that is going, right? So
Perfect.
if you've chosen that, you'll be able to see what's really going on only with red running shoes.
Perfect.
All right. And again, this is the India demo account, so you're able to see at a heat map level which state is contributing to what percentage of your total revenue, and has your revenue in that state gone up or low, right? So again, if you're running some influencer campaigns, or if you're doing any of those things, you can literally see has that because this is from your Seller Central, right? So you're able to see this at a Seller Central level, that what has there been an incremental revenue because you had an influencer in that state, a prominent influencer from that state contributing to to your spike in revenue.
Yeah.
Right? And this is that one page that you were talking about. Now, what is the page all about? Now again, this came out of necessity. Now, why is this a necessity? The necessity was that whenever you want to diagnose a problem of a revenue loss, that revenue loss comes from a particular ASIN. And if that revenue loss is coming from a particular ASIN, then you actually want to know that what are the reasons for that revenue loss for that ASIN. So right now I've chosen the category, which is running shoe, and I've chosen red. So I'm only seeing those kind of shoes right now. And what now I'm able to see the key matrix, which defines and helps me diagnose the problem of revenue loss. So if I'm really looking at this, I'm seeing traffic, orders, revenue, conversion rate, average order value, ROAS and ACOS, and ad spend and CPC, and inventory and days left for inventory. If you know this in the start of the day, you have finished diagnosing the problem statement for why your revenue has gone up or low, or why your total ROAS or ad ROAS has gone up or low. Because the most important part in optimizing anything is to first diagnose and to first understand that what is the problem, right? So you go to a general physician to first help him to help you understand what really is the problem, and then the general physician refers you to a specialist. So the idea out here is that we help with this screen. What is the problem? What is the diagnosis? So if you really look at it, I can see that the first ASIN has lost a certain amount of total revenue, but now I can see out of the total revenue loss, did advertising contribute to the revenue loss, or did organic contribute? So actually, if I look at it, it's the advertising revenue which has gone down. If my advertising revenue has gone down, was it conversion rate? Not really. My conversion rate got better. Was it average order value? Not really. Average order value went up. It was all about the spends, because even the CPC went low by 0.74%. And was it the inventory? I could have also seen that the spend didn't happen because the inventory was not there, right? So I can literally see the inventory was there. So why did I spend? Because my AOV was fine, my conversion rate was fine, my CPC was fine. So the problem here is that maybe the campaign is paused, maybe the advertised ASIN is paused. That is the reason the campaign did not run for this particular ASIN, and we did not end up spending for this particular ASIN. And that's why the revenue went down for this particular ASIN. So it's just so easy for anybody to just diagnose this. And obviously there are filters where you can just literally say that, hey, show me only those ASINs. If I would have not used this filter, I would have just said, show me only those ASINs where I have lost revenue because of advertising and because of spends. And then boom, I can only directly go to that ASIN and I can just identify what that problem is. Cool. So that's the diagnosing screen for us. And the next important screen for us is this. Now, if you ask me, Meher, what is that one thing that you are proud of? What is that one thing that in your platform that people should look out for? It is our screen, which is targeting 360, and we are super proud of this screen, because this is that one screen which I believe nobody has invested or nobody has realized that how important this screen is for anybody. Now, what this screen really is all about. Now, this screen is as I'm sure, I mean, there's no better person than you who has explored all the platform, right? So I don't think anybody in the space of Amazon advertising has
I can confirm that. I don't have a column for that specifically, but I actually can confirm I've not seen anything like that.
Yeah. So you've seen a lot of platforms, right? So what is that one thing which is common across all the platforms, right? That that Amazon's data pipeline for each advertising report is independent. What it means is that when you are pulling the data through the API or even downloading the data from the reports, your advertised ASIN reports, your search term reports, your keyword reports, your targeting reports, your placement reports, they all are different and independently pulled. And hence, every platform that you must have explored, they all have it on the left tab or right tab or on the top for you to maneuver and navigate between a search term report to a targeting report to a keyword report to a advertised ASIN report to a placement report. Now, what really was the problem for us is that when my team was trying to optimize the campaigns, the reason for the campaign not performing good is not only the keywords or the targeting which was there in the campaign. It could also be what is the search term. It could also be that which advertised ASIN is running in that campaign, which one has suddenly got paused or stuff like that, right? It could also be that the placement bid adjustment messed up. It could also be that the bidding strategy is incorrect or something like that, right? Somebody changed the bidding strategy. So the answers lie between all of these 4-5 reports. But are those reports together and talking to each other? With any other tool, it doesn't talk. And we wanted to solve this problem first. So in fact, this was the first feature that we ever launched on Hector. And this feature means that you have your campaigns here. You can switch on and switch off. You can change your budgets. You can see all your placement bid adjustments. You can also see your AMC audiences. And for each AMC audiences, you can see the performance of that AMC audiences. You can also see all your targets, and we have broken down the keywords by words to tell you that your 3 words keyword is contributes to an X percentage of your total spends, and it has a ROAS of 9.2, while your 2 words keyword has a ROAS of 8.9.
So to be clear, this is aggregated data across multiple campaigns if you're not filtering it?
Yeah, at this moment, yes, it is. Then we also have all the targets. So there are 603 targets, and all of these targets are also aggregated together. If I click on any one of this, I would be able to see the campaign level and ad group level for this particular keyword. It's an SP and SP, an exact and phrase match. We are also giving you an average of impression share percentage for this. We're also giving you the impression rank, the spends, ad ROAS, and CPC, and conversion rate, and spend percentage, and all of these things. Not only this, just the way we allowed you to categorize your ASINs, we allow you to categorize your keywords. So if I click on walking, I can only see keywords related to walking. And if I click on walking shoes like this, which I told you, then you will only see walking shoes in multiple campaigns and multiple ad groups put together on one screen. And then for this walking shoe across the campaigns, you can see what that performance is, right? And now let me also show you something which is very interesting, which we launched very recently. And this is going to require a little bit of patience with me, because this is going to be complicated, right? So what we've done is we've actually used and calculated Hector bid. Now, what is an Hector bid? An Hector bid is a bid that we've calculated for you, for the user, for them to know that what should be their ideal bid that they should be considering to bid for if they wanted an ACOS, which is their target ACOS. So if I come here and if I say that, hey, I want 25 ACOS. Now, if I want 25 ACOS, based on my last 7 days conversion rate and based on my average order value and my goal of 25% ACOS, how much should I bid for this one particular keyword, which is spread across multiple campaigns and ad group, which will have a different bid, because the conversion rate for each of these ad group across the board will be different. And we literally tell you that what should be the bid for each one of them. And then we see that the bid is different for each, and we tell you that where is your bid lower and where is your bid very high as well. So we literally tell you if you want to change them all and you want to just put them all into an Hector bid, it will automatically change them all.
So this is for people that want to do it manually, but you also have automation, right? Where this is maybe
Right.
less needed.
Right. Absolutely. So what is it that the person does right now? So when they go to Amazon or to any other tool, and if they want to manually change the bids for any targets, what they do is like, hey, any keyword which has an ACOS above, my regular ACOS, which is 25. So if I have an ACOS above 45, I will reduce my bids.
Mm.
But to what percentage will I reduce? I will just do a blanket reduction, like 20%,
Mm.
or I will mark those keywords at $4 or $2 or 30 cents,
Yeah. Or you
right?
set it to Amazon suggested bid, which is even
Or you choose
worse.
an Amazon suggested bids. So what are you doing is you're choosing a blanket bid for every target which is above 45, but not really, right? So a target or a keyword which is just about 45, you don't need to reduce it so low, or which is just at 27, you don't need to reduce it too low. You can keep it the way it should be. So we are auto calculating the ideal bid that you should have in bulk for anybody to just utilize it in bulk, right? So this,
Based on, I assume, the ACOS target that you set, or
right, based on the ACOS target and the conversion rate that it had in the last 7 days. So
yeah.
that becomes like superpower for anybody to avoid, to start doing this manually, right? So they don't have to do this manually at all.
Very
And
much requested man.
right, I'm so sorry about that.
No worries.
So again, so if I'm releasing this, then I'm only seeing the all the targets again, once again, right? So, and then we also have opportunity, like I said, we do textual categorization, right? So you can come here and you can build your own categorization. So I've said that any keyword which has the word tempa, which is the fake demo brand name, and then any other competitors, which is Reebok, Puma, and stuff like that, it'll all come together out here. And you can categorize this saying by any keyword which has the word sports, or any search term which has the word sports. You want to just put that together, right? You want to categorize that together, and you want to see how much have you spent on that. So that becomes again very, very powerful for anybody to aggregate that and consolidate and see how much have you spent on that. So you're literally seeing how much have you spent on walking shoes and stuff like that. And again, we have a very interesting feature where you just toggle this off, and the moment you toggle this off, you start looking at your comparison traffic lights. So is your ROAS gone up or low? Any of those things, you can start looking at this, right? And if I click on brand, I'm only going to see brand. And within brand, if I click on sports, I'm only going to see Tampa sports shoes, right? So multi layers, right? And if I click on exact, I'm only going to see Tampa sports shoes in exact match. And again, if I've done some look back period, if I click on 7 days, I'm only going to see my targets, which are 7 days look back period. Here it is.
Yeah.
So that's really, looking at this, you can just see 7 days similar product and 7 days exact product. So you're literally seeing that. And not only that, if you come down, then again, we allow you to talk to your search terms. Again, your search terms can be categorized as well with sports running. You can categorize it with competitor keywords. So a competitor search term, Puma, Asian shoes, Nike, Adidas, how much have you spent on each of them, and what is it that it is doing for you. Then placements, what percentage of the money are you spending in which placement and stuff like that. Then bidding strategy, and then all your advertised ASINs. Now these advertised ASINs again are compressed together, collapsed together by parent ASIN, and then you can break it down to see the child level comparison. And
Mm.
again, you can see spend and total revenue. So this total revenue is coming from your seller central, then ad revenue, organic revenue, inventory, total orders, ad orders, organic orders, impression, clicks, total ROAS, ad ROAS, total ACOS, ad ACOS, revenue per click, click per orders, revenue conversion rate. And the best part is we also give you something which is compare. So what we allow you to do is that you can say 4 columns of 7 days each, or you can say 4 columns of 30-day each. So you can see each of the metric for this particular ASIN for 30-day each. So you can see how your spends have increased in a slot of 30 days, right?
Nice.
And all your orders and stuff like that. So again, this is very interesting. Sometimes you really want to do this. And this compare button is everywhere, right? In every column, in every table that you're doing. So even if you're doing like Puma, you can see how much money are you spending only for the search terms which is related to Puma. So all of those things becomes very, very handy for the users to start doing. Again, we have AMC audience, which is one of the most important thing in Amazon Ad Console right now. You can add only one AMC audience in one campaign, and you have to add this one at a time. With us, what you can do is you can choose an AMC audience, and you can select the number of campaigns, and you can just throw them all into multiple campaigns all together in one shot. You can do the reverse. You can choose a campaign, and you can add the available AMC audience which are there. And then not just that, you can start looking at that in which campaign this particular AMC audience has performed very well. So you could see out here, this AMC audience has performed like very well out here. It has given like 13 ROAS, right? So this campaign, it is doing very well with this particular AMC audience that we are looking at. It's available in 72 campaigns right now, right? So what it does is basically people do not have the ability and don't have the patience to add the AMC audience in the particular campaign that they need to add it. And hence the add to cart audience don't get added into the campaign where the advertised ASINs has an add to cart audience. So what we wanted to solve is we wanted our team and everybody who's using our platform to update the AMC audience in bulk in all the campaigns where that advertised ASIN belongs.
Yeah.
So that becomes very, very powerful.
Yeah, man, that whole page is really powerful. And the only feedback I have is probably it needs a better name because it's not just targeting, right? It should be
Yeah,
like
interesting.
all in one PPC 360. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. And the way it loads so fast, even though everything is on one page, that is pretty crazy.
And
Uh,
you can build your own search, right? So out here, I think these people have done like increase bid to scale up, or say increase bids by 20-25%. So out here they have put a filter, then any target which has spent more than 1,000 and the ad cost is less than 20%, so you want to increase it. So now it has auto filtered this filter was already saved. So now what it has done is it has only identified the targets which has spent more than 1,000 rupees and the a cost is less than 20. So you want to now choose to increase the bids for each of these campaigns from here, right? So you can directly increase your bids for these targetings, and choose to do that across the board. So very easily you can increase your bids for these targets.
Sweet.
So that's the power of this. Now, the other important feature that we have is marketing stream. Now, again, the similar layout that you just saw, and allow me to just tell you, I've just chosen this in advance for you to understand. So basically, Amazon Marketing Cloud allows you to see your campaign level data, your targeting level data, and your targeting. Again, you can categorize your targeting the way you want to, your match type level data and your placement level data together. What we have given this screen is you can choose one particular keyword in a particular match type in a particular placement, and you can see how it is trending on every hour. And right now what I've done is I've taken spend and conversion rate. So I'm showing you how the spends have started going down after 12 o'clock, but the conversion rate has increased. In fact, the conversion rate after this spike at probably 5 a.m., the conversion rate has been the best conversion rate at 8 p.m., but the spends have been one of the lowest of the day. So you start understanding that how your particular keyword is not spending enough in a particular duration of time. So it's advised. Firstly, it is important for you to start looking at this data, for you to start understanding how this is working for you, right? So we make it easy for the users to start, considering, to start exploring and looking at how this data is working for you,
So did I
right?
understand correctly? You can see this hourly data even on keyword level.
Yes, keyword level, match type level,
Yeah,
and placement level.
that's obviously not the default, right, in Amazon Ads
Yeah,
console.
absolutely. It cannot be, all right?
Yeah.
And again, you can categorize this, right? So you want to see running shoes for your own brand, only those keywords, how they are performing throughout the day. You want to see like running shoes for your competitors. You want to see like a keyword related to a generic keyword. You can see them all. At every placement, it performs differently on different placements.
Yeah. And then
Now,
you have the day parting automation, of course, to actually make use of that
yeah, yes. And
information.
now let me take you to the day parting. Now, again, let me bring this out to you once again. You again are one of the person who has seen the maximum number two. Now, if you go back and even start looking at this, that when you see day parting, typically people have day parting to see it at a campaign level. They have Dayparting largely to even a keyword level or a targeting level. And they probably may not have, I've not seen any who have it at a match type level. So you can see your Dayparting performance at a keyword to a match type level, not just at a match type level, even at a placement level. And when you're seeing the data, you can literally see the data for every hour of the day of the week for three different metrics together. If you choose to change the metric, you can even choose to change the metric. So instead of seeing CPC and conversion rate, you can see ROAS and orders. And once you see this, you're seeing again three different metrics, because if you're seeing a very good ROAS, but if it has only one order, you don't want to really see it, right? So what's the point of seeing that? So what we show you is, again, at a campaign level and at a target level, both. So sometimes if you want to increase your budgets and placements, you want to see the performance at a campaign level. But if you want to change your bids, you want to see it at a targeting level, right? Because bids are changed at the targeting level, placements and budgets are changed at a campaign level. So we show you the performance at a campaign level, and we show you the performance at a targeting level. We show you the performance at an aggregated level or at an average level. So you may have like 500 keywords in that hour of the day of the week, together giving you 50 orders, or on an average giving you only one order. So you want to take into consideration at an average level or an aggregated level. You can choose to change your bids or budgets or placement at a particular hour of the day of the week, saying that Monday to Friday, I just want to do like from 12 midnight to 6 o'clock. I want to change my bids and budgets or something like that, right? Whatever you want to do. So you can do that. So it just allows you to change your budgets or bids or placement only for that hour from here directly. So you choose this, you choose the budget, and you can literally change the budget. You can either set the budget, you can increase or decrease the budget. In this case, you will decrease the budget by a percentage, or you can set the budget. You can just say set the budget to say $50, and you want to like floor it. I mean, you don't have to floor it because it's just a flat $50, and you can just blank it,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
definitely a valid explanation why you also got a super in the day parting column in my overview, right? Because most
yeah,
tools only have either pausing and activating campaigns at certain hours,
yeah.
or changing the bids, or and maybe changing the budget, some of them, but definitely not all free, including placement multipliers, changing that per hour, depending on the
Yeah,
placement performance in that hour, and etc.
right. And
Pretty crazy.
fundamentally, if you ask me, David, we fundamentally don't believe in switching off a
Yeah,
campaign,
me neither.
because because if you don't want to do that, because as you have understood that if you switch off and when you switch it on again after the departing hour, then it takes time to recoup, right? So you don't want to fall into that trap. Either you have a better way of just reducing your budget, right? So that makes more sense for you. And now, not only that, the other big problem with most of the day parting is, and again, I mean, apologies if I keep saying compared to, right? Because what I'm trying to do is, we are trying to solve a problem as what we feel which is there to solve a real day parting situation, right? So what we wanted to do is, say for instance, I want to only focus on a campaign which has, say, spent, or which has an aggregated orders of at least 50 orders. So what I'm trying to now do is filter any particular campaign in any particular hour of the day. It has given me more than 50 orders.
Hmm.
And not only 50 orders, I'm now saying that it should at least give me 5 ROAS. So 5 ROAS and 50 orders show me only those campaigns. Now you can see that there are 193 campaigns here, right? Before the filter is going to be applied.
Yeah.
Now, when I click on this, the campaigns will change. The number of campaigns will change, obviously. And now the hours that you're seeing, which is 58 slots, will
Hmm.
apply to only 17 campaigns overall. So overall, there are only 17 campaigns which qualifies to have 50 orders in one particular hour of the day of the week.
Yeah.
consolidated to, I mean, I'm looking at last 30 days, so there would be 4 Mondays and 4 Tuesdays sort of a stuff, right? And there are 17 campaign which qualifies with 50 orders and with 5 ROAS.
Yeah, absolutely perfect if you want to prioritize where your spend is going, and pretty much every seller should do that, right?
Yeah,
Prioritize where the spend is going, to which hours, where it has the
yeah.
biggest impact, which brings
And
us back to your impact philosophy in the beginning.
yeah, and the reason to do this is because you don't have that patience to look at, campaign wise data, right? You
Right.
can't, I mean, if you have 300 campaigns, you can't choose one campaign and see how that performed for you in that in particular hour. You want to give a quick filter to the user to see that on which campaign, which qualifies my filters, and I want to see those campaigns, and I want to just run a rule on that, run a schedule on that, right? So that's how fast I want to make a Dayparting schedule. And that is the philosophy of us building this. I mean, this, I'm telling you, the longest amount of time and the mind space that it has taken for us to develop this at the back end
Yes.
has been notorious, right? This has been very difficult for us, but we managed to do this, and I'm super proud of my team who has managed to bring this to this level. Now let me take you to the another step. You end up doing this, right? But how would you know, whatever you created a schedule for this 58 slots for this 17 campaigns, and if you created this, after creating it, did it really work for you? Because if you chose to reduce your bids or budgets, did it reduce and save you from when you had a bad cost? Did you spend less money, which are for you to have, you will never answer if you have log, right? This much everybody
Mm.
has on history log or some data logs, right? So which we also have, right? But
Mm.
what we've done is we've given an option of budget schedulers that you've created, and we show you schedule performance. So if you look at this schedule started on 20th of October, finished on 27th of October. The schedule was to set the budget to 50, means the lowest. It didn't want to spend more money. Now,
Mm.
what really happened on the day that we started to this day that we ended the schedule? It reduced my spend by 42%. So I was spending 10,000, I ended up spending 5,000. That's what my goal was, right? I didn't want to overspend. Why? Because I found out that it has the best ACOS for me. What did it do? It actually, the ACOS in fact increased. I used to have 12 ACOS, now I have 20 ACOS. So even 12 was bad for me, but then it went up to 20. But the best part is I ended up spending lesser than what I wanted to spend, what I was usually spending,
Yeah.
right? So my ACOS, in fact, went higher. Reason I spent less. So what is it doing? The schedule that I decided to create, it now tells you that that schedule that you chose was fantastic. Great job done. Create more such schedules for every different campaign types that you have created and do the best of it.
Nice.
Right? So that's another powerful stuff that people can start looking at and stuff like that, right? And then we have recently launched the search query performance report. I mean, so the heavy lifting part of our platform is there. Search query performance report, again, it's very, very powerful. We also bring the spends for you for the search term that you have, right?
Mm.
For this search term, what have you spent in the time duration that you're looking at? So if you're looking at last 2 weeks, for the last 2 weeks, what did you spend? What was your total query? What was your total impression? What was your brand's impression? What was your brand impression share? What was your what was your ad brand impression share? So what you get from your search term report, by the way, right? The advertising search term report. And this is your brand share, what search query performance report is giving you, right? And
Yeah.
what was your total click? What was your brand clicks? What was the category CTR, right? And what was your CTR?
Yeah.
Right? What was your categories add to cart percentage, and what was your add to carts, and what was your add to cart percentage? Right?
Yeah.
So you seem to be doing the same as what your category is doing. So you're doing a great job, right? What is the total orders that you got? What did the brand get? Right? What was the conversion rate for the category, and what is your conversion rate? And
Yeah.
what's the order share that you had? You had a very little order share. What was your average order value? What was the brand's average order value? And what is the total average order value? So you get to see all of these things, and these are again, cross filters. So if I look at this particular ASIN, for this ASIN, what are the search terms? You literally see that. So it just becomes super powerful for you to start looking at how things are working for you. Again, after search query performance report, one of the important thing is that we also have a very interesting screen. What we realized again is that, hey, you know what? We have given an option for users to start, creating rule-based automation. We have a budget rule, we have a status rule, we have a bid rule, placement rule, search term negation, search term harvesting. We have them all. But we realize that people are not really taking interest to create a rule. So what we realized is they're not taking interest because they don't know what do they save and what do they earn if they create those rules. So what did we end up doing? We told them that if you go and reduce your spends to a poor performing campaign, you will save 8,000 rupees. If you go and increase your budgets for these good performing campaigns, you will, 51 lakhs.
Again, seeing the impact.
Seeing the impact, right? And then we are literally telling you, and this is the math that we have done for them. So we're telling them that, hey, you know what? We think we believe that you should reduce your budget at least by 20%. And we give you at least, right? We tell you at least by 20% if your campaign spend is already more than 9,400 rupees and your ROAS is very poor at less than 5.4. So which is at 3.3. And there are 3 campaigns where we want you to reduce your budgets, right? And by this one click, by putting a floor, you can reduce your budget. Similarly, there are 29 campaigns where you have spent more than 9,400 and your ROAS is like 12. Come on, dude, increase the budget for this campaign right now. If you do that, you're going to earn 51 lakhs.
Yeah.
Right?
By the way, can you already use the search query performance report data in the automation, or is that coming?
Yes. So in the automation, we have the search query performance report. We allow you to create a campaign using the search query performance report. So we have a smart campaigns where we allow you to see that if this search term, which from the search query performance report doesn't exist in any of your campaigns as a keyword in exact match, then hey, go ahead and add this search query performance report search term into a campaign automatically.
Yes.
Right, so that becomes very, very powerful for you. Another interesting thing is all of these rules are there. So I want to tell you something which again, it's going to surprise you. A lot of people talk about keyword harvesting. We speak about ASIN harvesting. We speak about not just only all ASINs, but we speak about competitor ASINs. So the competitor ASINs, which are actually giving you orders, but you are not considering to add that ASIN into your product targeting campaign in ASIN exact match type. How many of us does that? How many of us has that opportunity to do that? And again, we allow that competitor ASINs to be categorized. So what I'm talking about is I can say from my competitor, I want to only find out those competitor ASINs. So this is an Asian shoes. And I want to find out only, say, women's shoes. And I can say I want to find out some running shoe.
So you're looking at the titles, I guess?
Yes. So I'm getting the competitor ASIN's title, which is now categorized to tell you that this is the Asian shoes, which is your competitor brand, and a women's shoe in running or casual, whatever you want to choose that. And I am now saying that if any of these ASINs gives me in the last 30 days, gives me greater than 10 orders, and you can put another ROAS rule, and does not exist in any of my active campaign targeting, product targeting in exact match, doesn't exist it. I want you to add this in my competitor campaign. So you already probably have a competitor campaign, right? And I would say competitor campaign of Asian shoes, by the way, right? So I will see only that campaign. So I have this campaign. I have, in fact, 2 of them, right? So let's say that this is the one, this is the men, and this is the men. Both are men, by the way. So if I say this one, I apply it to this, and I want this to be added only in ASIN exact. And I want to use the average CPC of last 7 days with the floor being 2 and the cap being 4. And I want to do this every Monday at 9 o'clock.
Nice. Very nice.
So can you imagine what I've done right now? So for every type of campaigns that you have created, you can do harvesting of your keywords and your ASINs into your campaigns automatically. And if you create this engine of rules, you've just built a superpower engine to yourself, and it will just work by itself.
Yeah, I mean, generally, product ASIN targeting still, after like 5 years, so underrated, so underused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this becomes automatic, right? So you can do like budget. So we have a very interesting budget, and again, whatever you are creating, you can see how it is performing for you and stuff like that, right? So you can create like a budget rule again, which would say that, hey, at all my campaigns level, right? And I'm sorry if I'm running over time, but today's data, budget utilization is greater than say 70%, and my ROAS for the day is say is greater than say 5, right? Increase my budget by 50%, right? And cap it to not go beyond 3,000. And the most important thing is reset it, because the problem with what Amazon has, it only allows you to increase it. But
Yeah.
hey, you will not have the same performance tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if you don't have the same performance, but your budget is already increased to 3,000, you're going to spend a lot of wasteful spends. So what we do is we allow you to click on this reset. If you click on this reset, even if we've increased it to max 3,000, after the midnight, we will bring it back to what it was in the start of the day,
No.
right? And we allow you to do this continuously, every 1 hour or 2 hours. So now it's a Thanksgiving. You want to enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family, you can continue doing that, because the machine is going to take care of it by itself. It's going to go and check every 2 hours if you have any campaign which is about to go out of budget, because it has spent already 70% of its budget target for the day, and it has already given you 5 ROAS. You want to choose to increase your budget? Yes, go ahead and do that. And don't need to worry about waking up again and putting the budget back to its place, because that's something that we're going to do as well.
Nice. All right. So, for the sake of time, do you have any other things that you really want to show shortly that you
Shortly,
feel are kind
we
of
have the same
USPs?
structure for DSP. You can create your own campaigns. You can recharge your own wallet. You can get yourself a DSP advertiser account instantly in 48 hours. You can go
Nice.
live with your first campaign with $50, $10, and stuff like that. And not just that, you can create your campaigns. You can optimize your campaigns directly from here. You can create your DSP audience, your competitor product viewers, your competitor purchasers, and stuff like that. You can add your creatives directly from here. You can not only this, you can do your DSP Dayparting. You can do your DSP automated rules. So any placements which are not working for you, you can automatically remove them and stuff like that. You have the AMC audience creation as well. You can upload your first party data. You can see your AMC reports, which is your path to conversion, your customer attribution, first touch, last touch, linear, position based, time to conversion, tentpole events. You can create AMC audience, your add to carts for each particular ASIN. You can create an add to cart audience, your DPV audience, and you can create a lookalike audience of those people, push it to DSP, push it to sponsored ads, and you can accelerate that journey for yourself. You can create smart campaigns. We also have an agentic framework, which again, it's going to take me 10-15 minutes to find to explain. But yes, we have 8 to 10 agents, which automatically identifies what is the performance for the last 7 or whatever days you choose. We give you a summary, we give you a detailed summary, we give you a recommendation, and we allow you to start chatting on this data by itself. So all of those things. So yeah, I mean, I can, as I said, I can just keep going on and on,
Yeah.
right? So thank you.
Yeah,
And
no, thank you. Thanks for speeding that up, that last part as well. That was
yeah,
very
yeah,
useful. But I did want to go into 2 last questions to
please.
finish things off. So, where do you see the software and yourself in 5 years, or perhaps 2 years? If with AI speed, maybe we should not go that far.
Oh, so our vision is to be the best software which any advertiser can possibly get their hands on, to really see the holistic impact into their advertising. As you could see, we have nothing to do with P&L, profit and loss, and blah, 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 because we've just gone very deep into what we know are best. Right? We know advertising as a best. We've not invested a lot of time into everything other organic SEO stuff like that, because we know if you make an impact with advertising, it's going to like spearhead everything else around you, right? So your total revenue, your total ROAS has a direct implementation and correlation to your total to your revenue. And so we see ourselves as to be the best software that anybody can get their hands on in the next 5 years. And in India, we are the largest ad tech partner for anybody in this country. We have more than 150 paying subscribers who are using our platform. And just in the last 10 months, we have more than 50 subscribers who are using our platform in the US and outside US. So yeah, that's what our goal is, right? So for not just for me, but for the entire organization who's contributing every week to tell me that, Meher, this is what we need to do next, right? So yeah, so that's where we see ourselves. Thank you for that question. Really like that.
Sure. Yeah, and then we have a question from the previous guest, Tarek from M19, who is wondering about how you are treating the whole sponsored prompts and Rufus, and are you preparing that in any way? Do you feel you have to prepare for it in some way, or are you just kind of waiting to see what happens there?
Also, we don't have not yet spent and invested that time into how Rufus is going to play a game when it compares to advertising, because advertising is just an outcome after Rufus comes to play. So we've done that piece, that part of the journey. But what we are looking at, and one of the things that we have built ourselves as a beta, and we're going to launch it in the next 30 days, is we believe in democratizing the data for anybody. What I mean is that we built an MCP server of every user's advertiser's data. And now we're going to give that access of that MCP server into your chat GPT, into your Claude. So you can build your own dashboard. You don't need us. You can create a prompt. You can create an agent on Claude or on chat GPT or any other place that you want to access your own MCP data. And you can create your own rules, like what I made you do with my environment. You can build your own environment yourself. All we will do is we will give you a strong MCP server from where you can fetch data by speaking or by typing. So that's the future that we believe as a software SaaS provider. We are limiting the creativity of what a user wants and can do with its own data. So we want to enable that user who's creatively wants to manage his own campaigns and rules, and wants to see the data the way he wants to see it. Because now with websites, I mean, you can make a website in 1 minute, right? Lovable and all of these tools allows you to make a dashboard in 1 minute. What it needs is data. Where is the data? Hector is going to provide that data. So you can make your own dashboards, you can make your own rules, you can make your own schedules of dayparting without using any SaaS platform. So that's where we are heading towards right now. Right?
Very cool. Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, and then finally, what would you like to ask the next guest on the show?
So are you fearing the AI is going to disrupt the SaaS business? Because there is, everybody will have its own way. Like I just explained, everybody is going to build their own agents, right?
Yeah.
Everybody going to get. I mean, Amazon has launched its own MCP server. We are one of the first people to use that MCP servers right now. But we built upon our own data and MCP server, which is more mobile, more remote, which has access to ChatGPT and Claude. So we believe that what is my peers looking at? Are my peers also fearing? And forget about fearing. Are you prepared to see the next evolution of data democratization? Because data is no more a moat. It's what you can do with the data, and how you enable that data is going to be the new moat. So are you prepared?
Yeah, I guess we all have that fear a little bit, and we all need to adapt in some way.
Absolutely.
Same for me, by the way. I can just mention it real quickly. I'm going to be pivoting a little bit from focusing on my Amazon Ads course and more to an Amazon Tools League community where people get access to my sheets, discuss the best tool stack, and so on.
I love what you do, buddy. I love what you do. I love that you are giving a direction to people who are lost, because that's important. Like I think you have decided to be that person where it's the ocean of tools right now, right? And everybody has to invest their time to evaluate
Yeah, and there will be more tools with AI and more tools, quickly building websites, like you said, claiming they are the best. But
Yeah, and I think you've chosen the right path, and I think kudos to you. I'm sure people are loving this because you're doing the heavy lifting for them on behalf of them, cutting their time of evaluating tools. So thank you for doing this for the users, right? I love this, buddy.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, thanks a lot, and thank you for the long and detailed demo. I think
Thanks
everybody
a
got
lot
to see
for inviting.
why, yeah, Hector really is something they should consider. What makes it so powerful, right? And if you want to get your hands on it, then you can
Please,
use the link down below and even get a 10% discount on the first 12 months.
welcome.
And
Yeah.
if they want to contact you, what's the best
Oh,
place?
LinkedIn is a place I love to write. I love to share. I love to contribute. So I'm available. I respond to my own messages, my own comments, my own DMs. Feel free to message me. I would be more than happy to respond to you. Allow me to take at least 24 hours in case if I miss, but I would love to respond to you one-on-one. So feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Right. Thanks a lot.
Perfect. All right, guys. Have a
Thanks for
great
the time.
holidays. It's probably going to be uploaded sometime before Christmas. So Merry Christmas,
All right.
everybody,
Thanks
and
a lot.
New Year and all that.
Yeah, you too. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone.
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. See you.
Yeah, see ya.